Hey, smart people. If you own a small business and you feel stuck with cash flow or feel disorganized, I have a coaching one-on-one program. I teach business owners and self-employed entrepreneurs such as yourself to financially maximize your money, build wealth using your business income, and retire working on the business while your business continues to run, such as myself. You can book a call with me. The link is in the show notes. All right, husband, we are ready to hear your sexy voice.
6 years ago, my wife took nothing but an ideal and faith and turned it into a multi-million-dollar business with multiple streams of income. As a woman possessed, she overcame all obstacles and created multiple streams of wealth that has impacted our family for generations to come. From mental health professional to therapist to author to CEO, she is a constant reminder of the grace of God over her life. Get ready to listen to and take notes from Stenell, the money therapist, as she schools you on money, entrepreneurship, and life skills that was not taught. No more excuses. Wake up!
Thank you for that fabulous introduction, husband. Welcome back to No More Excuses, Wake Up, where we talk about money, entrepreneurship, and life skills that was not taught. This week, we are going to discuss life skills because I am in that sandwich generation. There are some of you that are in the sandwich generation, and basically that's when you are caring for your parent or parents while you're also supporting and raising your own children. And that's where I'm at. Personally, my mom is 78 years old. She was born in 1942. And I also have older children, but a 14-year-old as well. It's right in the middle. So that sandwich generation is that parent and the child right in the middle between, they call it, two slices of bread, one on top, one on the bottom. And basically it's when the parent is aging and unable to perform various tasks and or financial support. And I will say I am really dealing with that. My mom always been self-sufficient. She still is very self-sufficient. She can do her ADLs, everything. She's really good. Love going in the store shopping still. However, I did start to notice maybe a year or so just a decline in where it was taking her longer to pay her bills. And she was living on her own in Virginia. Then she would come and visit us twice a year for about 2 months. But since August, she's been living with us permanently. And I really start to see again how paying the bills took longer, just, writing the bills down, getting confused. She's old school with the money orders, which is taking longer. Her medication, she was getting a little confused as well with that. In the morning, not really remembering if she took them. So I just took over. And financially, she would misplace her debit card. And by misplacing her debit card, that would just ruin the entire day until she found it. And that would happen a couple times. So I said, you know what? I have to take over these areas. I have to take over the bills, the medication, and the finances, and that's what I did. And has it been a lot? Yes, indeed. With everything that I'm doing, raising a 14-year-old, had children in college, and running all these different businesses and always doing something, and starting this podcast and adding on to my existing businesses, adding on different specialties in my other businesses, and just doing so much. It is a lot. So I do want to talk about that a little bit for those of you that feel me, that understand, that are in the age group to where I am. I'm 45 years old. Don't sugarcoat it. Love it. I'm blessed and happy and favored. So when you talk about the sandwich generation, you're really talking about the Generation X, the silent generation, and also the baby boomers. When I talk about the silent generation, that's my mom. She's in that in-between age. And this information I did get from Investopedia. She's in that in-between age where she was born in 1942, but that silent generation is the 1928 to 1945, that Martin Luther King generation. Because my mom had such a small generation to where 47,000 individuals were born. They were born around the Great Depression. So that's of the 1930s and the World War II within the 1940s. So people have fewer children. That's why they're coming up with that number a small number according to the other generations of 47,000 born. Because my mom is the silent generation, here I am the middle age. I'm in a Generation X, born between 1965 and 1980. I was born in 1975. And so I'm actually taking care of my mom in the silent generation, but then you may have your baby boomers. In the baby boomers, that may be someone else's mom born between 1946 and 1964, and they're the post-war, so their 76,000 actually were born within that time frame, to where for the Generation X, it was 55,000 born in that time frame. You see how if you are in that actual Generation X born in 1965 to 1980, which such as myself, how you have now aging parent. My mom got divorced and my father is actually deceased, but they were already divorced. So a lot will fall on the actual children. And then sometimes you have situations to where you are in a Generation X and you're raising your grandchildren. So it might be where you're raising your grandchildren, you have an aging parent, and you might have children that are 16, 17, 18 in that category. But even in their 20s, you're still raising and supporting your children financially. That's why I am in that sandwich generation, because I still have to do all the businesses. As far as, I just started adding on entities in my support coordination business, where I added on direct support. That's going to start in 2021, and I'm expanding in that business, and also everything that I'm doing. Even when I just interviewed Victoria, I started doing notary. Like, I'm always doing something, literally. But that's because I like to learn and I like to apply. So with all these different things going on, my life has completely changed. From having my mom since August, I noticed that I have to think about my mom. I have to think about her in the morning. When she get up, I turn it on the television. It used to be where she can just turn it on. Now we have YouTube TV. It's a little bit more intricate as far as the things that she has to do. But you know what? She learned. It's certain things on a remote, you just don't turn it on. You have to put the arrow to the left, hit the home button, but she got it. So again, she's very mobile. She can bathe herself. She can do everything. But my life personally and my kids' life has changed. It's okay because she raised us during the day. Now, when I get up and pray and exercise, I have to incorporate making sure my mom took her meds. So I told you that's one of the things. So at night, I make sure that I put her meds in the little med component with the days of the week on there for that particular day. And I set a timer on my phone, her other medication she have to get in the evening. I make it happen. I make it work. So my morning is basically fitting in my exercise and making sure she take her meds. She take them on her own, and then making sure she has breakfast. I'm not a breakfast eater, but I have to make sure my mom had breakfast because she's taking medication. She was a little frail as well, because she'll eat, but she's not going to eat unless you put the food in front of her. She's going to eat, but she going to go down there and make her something. No. So only time she going to go in the kitchen and make her something to eat, she feel weak. And then I have to do my own thing, go to the office. I have to work. I have things that I have to do as far as in my businesses. And I have to make sure, did she get lunch? Call her, call my daughter. Hey, did she eat? Make dinner or order dinner. So all these things is I actually had to incorporate in how my life has changed, how your life has changed. With the sandwich generation, it just really refers to us being the middle adult children who are in our 40s and 50s, but who are also caring for the elderly parents, and we're caring for our children and or our grandchildren. It's just a lot that's going on, because it is something that we have to do. Our parents raised us, our parents helped us, our parents help us raise our children. That's something we have to do. Nursing home is not an option for us and my family. My husband, mom as well. We have to take all these things in consideration, and she resides by herself, but she has a daughter that lives very close. Everybody do try to do their part and fill in and take turns and everything. But when you are also married to a Generation X, you also have to think about their parent. And this is things you have to think about. So you millennials that are in your 20s, think about your parents like me. I have millennials, and what's going to happen when I get in that age group. You never know how your health or what's going to happen to your health. You just don't know. It is always good to plan accordingly, because I told you that I do take care of my mom's finances, but it's also, whoever I'm talking to, whoever listening, you plan accordingly with your life. Make sure that you have a financial advisor. Make sure you have a pension. Your money is up. For my mom, she did good. She's not dependent on me or my siblings to help her. My mom is very self-sufficient. My mom worked all her life. She has a pension and Social Security, but she did good, really good for herself. And so all of you that are Generation X, such as myself, you want to make sure you do good too. Meaning that I had to think about that, as far as putting money up, because I'm an entrepreneur and I'm not working for anybody. I had to start those certain plans. I had to start the simple IRA. I had to start the IRA, those certain things for me personally, so that way I can build a pension and not just working and spending money, but not having any money going towards retirement. These are the things that Generation X, that you definitely want to make sure, and millennials, that you are doing, because you want to always prepare for the future, for yourself, for your parents, even when it comes to steps. We have steps. My mom, she's a fall risk. She haven't fell yet, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Things, we are currently about to go to closing for a vacation home in Florida. We had to consider her. We had to consider that she was not going to be able to go up and down the steps. So we had to make sure that we had a home that fit for her as well as it fit for us, because I love steps. That's what I like. But we did find a home that had both. Basically, her room will be downstairs. So just things that you want to think about when we talk about life skill, when it comes to your parents being older, and also finances, and making sure that there's financial support, because I don't want to leave my children to have to financially support me. And thank God my mom did not do that. My mom, she's alive, but she does not need any financial support, medical support or anything. She has good financial support. It is important for you to start thinking about these certain things, because it is life, So that is a wrap with the sandwich generation. And I hope that this has helped somebody somewhere out there, because you got to get your life right? No more excuses, right? We have to wake up, and life skill is definitely a part of that, and the things that you have to do for yourself now and for your future, for your family. And your parents are very important. All right, y'all. Y'all know what I always say. No more excuses. What y'all need to do, wake up. Thank you for listening to No More Excuses, Wake Up. If you love the show, please subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes or Spotify. To learn more about me and my different agencies and what I do, go to StenellMyersEnterprises.com. While you're there, check out Money Therapy Institute and watch my video where you will see me doing a little acting, showing you how I fought and kicked down closed doors. You can also click on Stenell the Money Therapist and get my free budget spreadsheet. And of course, you can email me at contact@StenellTheMoneyTherapist.com. I'm also on social media, on Facebook at Stenell the Money Therapist and Instagram at Stenell the Money Therapist. No more excuses. Y'all know what y'all need to do. Wake up.